Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. So we just finished climbing the Great Tree and figuring out where we need to go next in order to meet up with the Water Dragon. She'll probably know something about the Sacred Flame we're in search of. So in order to open the gate to get there, we're going to have to find a completed symbol so we can finish it on there and make our way in. Yeah, see, like I said, these things are aggressive, so there you go, got a good shield bash on that attack. So they can attack you pretty much out of the blue. They're definitely a very upgraded form of the Bokoblin. They're kind of annoying, actually. Alright, so the symbol we're looking for is obviously right here. This is very similar. Remember, the symbol on the gate kind of just has the two crescent moon shapes, so this is going to be the finishing part of it here. So, of course, memorize the shape. Got the two crescent moons and then a little circle on the inside, so that's pretty easy to remember. Alright, so now that we found that, we can make our way back to the gate. I don't actually know that it's even required that you kind of investigate that. You could, it would be likely that you could just go there and finish the symbol on your own. But, I don't know, maybe you have to, maybe you don't, but I'd rather play it safe and actually find it. Alright, so we can keep going here, and let's take a look at our map. We need to be making our way down to the southern area here. So if we turn this way, I believe, that should get us where we need to go. It can be a little tricky to kind of find which way we need to go, but yeah, this is going to lead us there. So the general path you need to follow is basically the same path we went through when we found the Kick-Wee Elder the first time. It's kind of hard to talk and fight like that at the same time. See, he blocked the third strike there. It can be a bit of a pain. But it's basically the same path we took when we found the Kick-Wee Elder the first time. We just gotta basically follow this little dirt path here. Alright, so also watch out for the chews that pop up here. They kind of trick you with that one. Those can get you pretty easily if you're not careful. Because, you know, at this point, most people are probably just sprinting ahead, like not really even looking. Alright, so we've reached the gate. There is, of course, a little pedestal up there if you want to sit and recover your health, but we don't need to, fortunately. We're full up. So we can basically just stand in front of the gate and charge a Skyward Strike. And we're going to be introduced to a slightly new mechanic here. We're actually going to get the draw on the wall. So let's, we can't actually recenter. So I'm literally pointing it, like, straight up right now. This is a little awkward. So basically, you just kind of draw the circle. That was a terrible circle. Oh, that didn't work. It's usually pretty lenient, but I will admit that was a pretty awful circle, so I promise it's not my fault. If you could see the way I'm having to draw this, it's a little strange. Alright, so there we go. Is that better? There we go. See, it took that one. So yeah, that's not going to be the only place that you can kind of draw on things. We're going to be introduced to a new type of wall, I guess for lack of a better, you know, way to explain it, that we can actually draw on. But yeah, so we've calculated an 80% probability the Sacred Flame lies beyond the lake, so that's where we need to go. So, like I said, you know, a few parts ago, we are still visiting the same regions, but I guess at least we're going to some new places. So this is a place that we could not have accessed before. So we can pretty much just sprint out here. This is a rather pretty view, actually. I love the multiple waterfalls here. And it's very watercolor, actually. It's, you know, it kind of reminds me of that. So it's kind of neat looking. But anyway, let's dive off into the lake. So this is Lake Floria. It's kind of Skyward Sword's answer to Lake Hylia in the previous Zelda games. Unfortunately, it's nowhere near as cool. And if we take a look, yeah, we're going to unlock a new place on our map. But as we zoom into it, we can see that it's basically just all water. That's so bright blue that almost like hurts my eyes a little bit to look at. But thankfully, it goes away pretty quick. So the current's pretty much already pushing us in one direction. So, you know, we might as well just swim with it, not fight it. There's nothing really back there anyway. So we can just continue along. Pretty peaceful. The music here kind of reminds me of Mario for some reason. I don't know. It's a little, it seems almost a little out of place in Zelda, but oh well. So yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of underwater stuff, as you could probably guess. We just picked up the water dragon scale, so we're going to use it to its full potential. We got one of these things here. What is this? I just have to avoid eye contact and back away slowly. But I'm not out to get you or anything, so yeah, we're going to follow this guy. We're going to terrorize him a little bit, kind of chase him. But it turns out he's going to lead us where we need to go. There's really only one way forward anyway, but... Nope. If you don't move along, I'll be forced to tell Her Excellence the Water Dragon. Well, that's kind of who I'm wanting to meet, so could you actually tell her? That would be kind of helpful, actually. Oh, squeezed through there. Yeah, there's no way you're going to be able to follow me now. So what now? You're going to cry? If you think you can make it through, just go ahead and try. Yeah, so this is where we actually have a new move. If we kind of shake the nunchuck while we're swimming, we can do that spin attack and break the planks. I've never seen a human pull off a spin like that. But that's the water dragon scale. Yes, so we are the emissary of the goddess. Maybe you can help. What's wrong? So it happened recently. This weirdo came in with a gang of monsters and went right after her. And she gobbled up most of the monsters in the first few seconds. There's so many of them while she was distracted. The weirdo managed to wound her. The weirdo. Now, who do we know that's a weirdo? So we don't have enough special water for her to make a full recovery. Oh, alright, so this time he's actually going to lead us. He's not running away from us anymore. So, yeah, it looks like the water dragon got attacked by some weirdo. Again, we really only know one weirdo, and I promise it's not the guy on Fun Fun Island. That would be kind of a strange twist, but no, it's not him. It's the other weirdo. So we can break through these planks, make our way forward. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of underwater swimming in this place. So expecting to meet up with a friend here, and the path is blocked with a huge boulder. Lovely. Now what do? We'll think of something. So yeah, there's all kinds of different boulders and different paths we can unlock, but really the only one we need to worry about is this one that's straight ahead. We can take the Froak and do a spin attack right into it. I got really close because I actually wasn't lined up with it very well. But if you knock it back into the rocks, it'll explode and open up the path. And that'll, of course, reveal a little bit more on the map. I don't know why it waited to reveal that, but oh well. Alright, so Her Excellence is just up ahead this way. Alright. And like I said, they give you a generous amount of air. There's so much air that you really don't even have to worry about it. Just pick up a bubble every now and then. Oh yeah, and I kind of like this part a little bit. The dialogue here is kind of fun. Oh. You can't get through. Sheesh. You humans and your bones. Talk about inconvenient. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I wish I just didn't have bones. I'd be kind of just a blob on the floor, but well, okay, actually, I kind of like my bones. I'd rather keep them. So we do actually get to keep them. We don't have to take out our bones. We can just kind of do a spin attack and leap over there, which is pretty neat, actually. Kind of borrowing off the Zora mask from Majora's Mask there, but it's pretty cool. So yeah, it was the water dragon scale, but we played a little part in it, right? Alright, so he's going to continue along here. Now he's going to slip through this little crack, so we're going to have to kind of jump out and onto land. And we'll get a chance to kind of walk around and explore a little bit and kind of hear the full version of this track. Once you're standing on land, the instruments change a little bit. Alright, so we can hit up that bird statue if we want. And watch out for these green shoes. These guys are all over the place here. Like another one's going to drop down in front of me. And they can get you pretty easily if you're not paying attention. Thankfully, they're not yellow shoes at least, but still. So you can get a treasure from this chest. This is usually a goddess plume. I don't think I've ever seen it be anything else. So, there we go. We're up to 2 now. We've only found 1 of those already, but they're pretty rare, so, you know, it's always good to find one when you can. Hey, like I said, watch out for chews. They are everywhere. Now, there's a big one here, which I am, again, probably going to use a bomb for. There we go. If we can get far enough away so we don't get hit in the explosion. It's just easier than having to split them up into a bunch of different parts, you know, and all that. Alright, and there's the goddess cube up here, as well as an amber relic a little further on, so let's go ahead and make sure to grab this. Yeah, and this is kind of an interesting looking area too. The floor is like very pastel, you know, very pale colors, so it suits this place, but it's, I don't know, it kind of makes for a strange atmosphere, and it kind of makes my head hurt if I stare at it too long. It's a little bit bright, but oh well. Alright, so there's nothing else to really do up here on land, so we can hop back in and continue swimming. And like I said before, this whole kind of sequence here really isn't one of my favorites. I mean, I guess it's kind of interesting because we're swimming underwater for the first time. Nope. Yeah, if those get on you, they don't really do too much. They don't they don't do damage, so there's no real need to worry. But yeah, I mean, it's like, I guess it's kind of cool because you're swimming around, but it seems a little slow. And, you know, the area is kind of bright and pastel colored and everything, so it's just kind of strange to me. Oh well. So we've got this big dopey looking fish thing. I love these things. I don't remember what they're called. I think it's like crania or something, you know, obviously for their very large heads. So these guys are kind of the underwater enemies. There aren't too many underwater enemies. These guys, we can do a spin attack to stun them. And, yeah, then once we get them stunned, we can do another spin attack, and that'll take them down. So pretty simple. You don't really have to worry about those too much. Alright, so we can continue following our strange red fish buddy. I'd still like to know, like, what this thing's name is, what the name of the species is. Like, I have no idea at this point. It looks like we got some kind of door here, and imagine this is where we want to head. Well, yep, we're here. So Her Excellence the Water Dragon is just up ahead. Hang on a second, okay? Yeah, this is kind of funny. I like this. He just swims it. He uses his head as a key. That's awesome. Alright, so the door opens, and we're allowed an audience. Sweet. So yeah, we're just about done with all the swimming stuff. We're pretty much ready to get out of the area. This is the final room with the water dragon. So I don't know. This whole thing, it's just a little too slow for me, you know. I kind of feel like I need to say, just bear with me. It'll pick up soon, I promise. But oh well. I mean, it's peaceful, it's relaxing, you know. I guess I did a good job with that aspect of it. But really, this whole sequence is just not for me. But I'll check this thing out. Intruded into my home, a sacred place few are permitted to enter. Despite how you got here and quickly. I'm lost. I was just looking for the bathroom. Oh, where is it? No. You're the water dragon, right? Those with manners address me as Faron, Warden of the Woods. A little bit different from the Faron. You know, there was the Faron, Eldon, and Lanayru, I believe, in Twilight Princess. Kind of the three spirits. It's a little bit different from that, but I guess they just share the name, so oh well. So we stand in the presence of a loyal servant of the goddess. And then, of course, she notices our water dragon scale. So, yeah. Yeah, and this also brings up a whole thing. This raises questions, even with that scale in your possession. How did you find me? And she's gonna talk about that cackling old hermit Kikwi. Yeah. Well, we didn't say anything, at least. We kept the secret. She just figured it out. So yeah, we've come here for the Sacred Flame. Yeah, and this is where things actually start to get a little bit more annoying for me. Because she kind of brings up this whole, a shrimpy boy like you hardly looks the part of the goddess's chosen hero. There's no doubt about it, a test is in order to prove you're everything you say you are. Like, we go through so many tests to prove who we are, you know? We're going through trials right now to get the flames. We have to go through a test in order to take a trial to get, I mean, it's all so many tests and trials, and like, I'm standing here with, yeah, she's talking about her battle with the demon lord here. But it's like we go through so many trials, and it's like the fact that I'm standing here with items only the goddess's hero can possess, you know, it's like, shouldn't that kind of tell you something? But oh well, we gotta go with it. So she's been forced to recuperate here, but unfortunately the healing properties of the sacred water have diminished. She's in need of another dose, so we have to bring her a container of fresh sacred water. And once we do that, she'll show us where to find the sacred flame. I would probably have less problem with it if she didn't word it as a test. Like, if she was just asking a favor, it'd be like, well, alright, sure. Alright, so Fi analyzes the water, and we can now douse for the water type we're searching for. Again, this might be kind of a decent time to use dousing if you don't already know. And she's going to praise that I've wisely elected to carry an empty bottle. So yeah, we're going to have to put the sacred water in one, so make sure you got one. Alright, so we have now been given permission to leave, and we need to search for some sacred water in order to help her heal, and then she'll help us find a way to the flame. So a little bit, I kind of feel a little bit like an errand boy at this point, but oh well, that's how it goes. I mean, she needs our help, so you know, we might as well be nice and help out. Alright, so we can exit through the back of the chamber here, and we're gonna see a pretty nice little area here. See, we got this waterfall, we've got these statues. Let's get rid of this dousing stuff. So, nice relaxing music. So, you know, it's a good atmosphere. It's just, I don't know, it's not necessarily a good one for action. So, that's just how it goes. So, we got a bird statue here. This one's really important. Make sure you get this one, because we're going to use it once we pick up the sacred water to bring it back. So, don't forget to grab that one. There's also a gossip stone over here. You can see there's a whole bunch of butterflies. So, we can play it here if we want. And of course, whenever you summon one, they'll give you a material. That one was a monster claw. So we can talk to it if we want. And yeah, this is kind of going back to what I said a little bit earlier. That little gate is not the last time we're going to be drawing things. So I guess we can just keep that in mind for later. But for now, we can kind of exit back to the woods out the side path here. We're going to actually make a pretty big shortcut once we get to the other side. And you can pretty much tell by the music that we're going to be back out in the main Faron Woods area. And Phi is, of course, going to report that to us, so we can confirm our location with the map. And yeah, you can see we're back out in the main area here. So if we want, we can actually push this log down, and that'll make a really big shortcut for getting from Faron Woods to the waterfall. However, I'm not really going to bother going through there. Because it turns out it's pretty much going to be faster to just go back up to the sky and drop back down in order to actually find the sacred water. Because we're going to have to go through the deep woods pretty much back to the area where the temple is. So that's a little bit of a walk, even though we did make a few shortcuts along the way. It's still easier to just use the bird statue back here and then drop back down right outside the temple. So let's go ahead and go back to the sky. Okay, so now we can pick where we want to drop back down, and like I said, we're going to be going all the way up here, so yeah, it's a bit of a walk. You'd have to go through the whole deep woods area. It's just faster to descend like this. Alright, so we're right outside the temple. We've got another one of these big red guys here, so let's get out of the way before he notices us. And as it turns out, you may have guessed, since we're in this area, if we take a look with our dowsing, you can see we actually need to head back into the temple. So this is really, as far as I know, it's a first, actually, as far as Zelda games are concerned, that we're actually going to have to revisit a temple for story purposes. And this is the only temple that happens with in this game as well. So this is kind of an interesting part to me. It kind of picks up from where, you know, we've been kind of doing boring, slow stuff before. So it's kind of cool. Revisiting the temple makes up for that a little bit. So also, the water's located in the deepest part of the temple complex, of course. So she's going to remind us we need to go through that big north door up there. She's also detecting a greater enemy presence in the vicinity than previously observed. So yeah, all the enemies in here have also been replaced with bigger, more annoying variants. You can see we got some quadrobobas here. So let's go ahead and just take that thing out. And as far as spiderwebs are concerned, I've actually figured out that it's probably quicker to just dash and do a roll. You'll pretty much just break straight through it. You don't have to worry about it. So I kind of like doing that now. We can also dig a little bit here. Get a few rupees, I guess. There we go. And we've got these butterflies. We're kind of congregating along the wall here. But looks like we've got a magma. Wow, I didn't know they could actually come all the way out here. That's a pretty long way from the Elden Province. So you're that guy. Oh, we apparently met him before. So, well, yeah, in a way, just a different kind of treasure. Stone guy out there tip you off to the loot too. I guess there was a gossip stone or something, but no, we didn't get any tips. Strum a chord most beautiful in the place within the temple where the butterflies dance. So, It's the most gorgeous humming I've ever done in my life. Yeah, so of course it's referring to kind of the butterflies that are congregating near this wall. If we kind of walk up to it, strum the harp, you can see it'll make a little symbol appear on the wall there, and this guy's going to come back out again. Well, a little pessimistic here, aren't we? Just because some weird design popped up on the wall doesn't mean you're any closer to finding treasure. Sure. That boulder with legs. I don't know what he's talking about. I guess maybe he's talking about the Goron. Gorko could be out there, actually. I'm not sure. He would kind of be like a boulder, right? Well, anyway, we've got this wall popping up, this little design popping up on the wall here. So if we charge a Skyward Strike, we're going to get the chance to draw again. And once again, this is going to be horrible, I promise. But at this point, we're pretty much just given free reign. There's no real hint of what we need to draw. You can draw various things. There's a whole bunch of different symbols. You can get arrows, you can get bombs, you can get rupees. You can also get fairies if you manage to draw a Triforce, which it would look terrible if I tried. But let's just try for a rupee here. That's a pretty simple design. Well, see, I got it jumping all over the place here. So it goes down like this, then there's like a straight part, then it goes down like that, like this. There's a straight part, and then it goes back up. Again, that's terrible, but it usually... Oh, it gave me bombs. Okay. It thought my rupee was a bomb. Okay. It was terrible, I know. Shut up. But yeah. I am just so bad at drawing. It doesn't feel one-to-one at all. It's so strange. So I don't know how it thought that was a bomb, but oh well, we got bombs from it. So if you can draw a rupee shape, it gives you a bunch of rupees. You can draw a heart. You can draw kind of an arrow shape. And like I said, you could also draw a Triforce. There's a whole bunch of things you can try for. I'll probably... we'll be coming across more walls, so we can try other things. Okay, so we're back here in the main chamber using a little shortcut that we came up with before. So we can go ahead and get these things out of here. There's no way it's going to reach that. That was way too far off. So what I like to do is kind of lure this guy back a bit, because there's actually an archer back there. And if you stand too close, he'll start hitting you, and it can be a real pain. So I usually like to just kind of lure that guy back here, and we're going to have to make our way to that archer, hopefully without getting hit. There we go. You pretty much just have to make a run for it in kind of a zigzag pattern and hope you don't get hit, pretty much. Alright, so you can see the door to the north here is already blocked off. It looks like somebody came back in and locked it after we were done. I'm not sure who, but we're going to have to find another key, so we're going to head into the eastern room. And as we run forward, we're going to run into our Magma Pal again. It's like, I bet you didn't notice all these little dig spots the first time through, right? So he worked to swipe a key from the monster, and then he loses it. I can't remember which hole he hit it in. And of course, he buried it right around here. So we're going to have to dig for some more keys. Fortunately, it's not involved as the big key that was in the Elden region. So it's just one small key we have to pick up. So there's all kinds of new enemies around. There's actually a Staldra back over there if you wanted to check that out. But I'm pretty much not going to bother with most of it. Okay, well, he hit me, but that's fine. I'm pretty much not going to bother with most of the new stuff. I'm basically just going to do what needs to be done. And, you know, we'll see plenty of rooms along the way, so that's cool. So we can make our way back kind of to that little hidden area. If you remember, there's a crystal switch there before that we hit to raise the water level. So we can actually dig here now. We did walk right past this the first time through, but now that we have the mitts, we can dig. And we can actually pick up the small key that he lost, so that's pretty cool. You know, that kind of makes me wonder, if you, like, found a way to glitch it out so that you could get the mitts before you actually completed the dungeon the first time, if you dug there, would there have been a small key? That's kind of interesting. It's just kind of a little interesting, you know, question I think about. But, unfortunately, I don't have a way to test that, so I'll just have to wonder, I guess. Let's get this Froak out of the way. So now that we have the small key, we can make our way forward into the big middle room here. And of course, there are a couple Staldras around here, too. It's probably worth killing them if they're on the way. Well, I kind of cheated that one a bit. But it's worth killing them because they do drop red rupees, so, you know, you might as well. Oh, okay, I guess they didn't want any after all. Let's take this one out. And if you opened up the shortcut your first time here, you could pretty much just make a straight shot to the final room. There's of course this cage here, so if you skipped over it thinking, there's no way I'll need that, you would have to go all the way back around this time, so it's kind of funny. But thankfully we got it the first time through. And now there's these couple archers here, so we're gonna have to, it's kind of a pain to actually take these guys out. If you notice, there was a bomb kind of hanging from a tree over here, so we're gonna have to dodge the arrows with this thing. See, they do try to shoot it, and if they hit it, you go all the way back. So it can be a real pain to try to get through here. Basically, as long as you just keep moving in a bunch of different directions, they usually miss. So just make sure to grab the bomb. There we go. And once you get close, you can just drop it and blow them both up. As far as I know, that's pretty much the only way to take them out. I mean, you don't really have anywhere to go, and you definitely couldn't walk across the tightrope with those things shooting at you. So that's just kind of a little annoying thing you just got to deal with. Alright, so we make our way along, and here's the boss door. So we've pretty much already reached the end. It's a lot quicker once you've already made all these shortcuts. So it looks like he hasn't found anything. Talk about bad luck. Some no good thief. There's only water here now. And then, of course, there's this. Who in the stinking world would come all this way for water? Nobody, that's who. Well, I kind of did, but we'll ignore that. Yeah, just cut your losses and head home. We'll take it from here. And we can dig where he was. We can get some hearts. There's a reason they're giving you a heart refill here. And also, it might not be a bad idea to use the bird statue. Well, let's head forward into the old boss room. Remember, we fought Girahim here for the first time. So we're gonna have to fight some Stalfos. This time there's 3 of them. So, yeah, this one, it can be a little bit of a kind of a pain. It's not too bad as long as you just try to keep one out in front and focus on it. Yeah, well, yeah, so he blocked a couple, so he ended up attacking me. Just keep focusing on the same one here and just kind of keep moving back and try to keep it in front so you can keep hitting it. I just like to just stay on the same one. Yeah, it's like sometimes you'll kind of have to circle around a bit, but it's not too bad. There is kind of another way. You could use bombs to stun them, but it's a little tough because bombs have such a long time that they sit there before they explode. So it can be kind of rough leading them around trying to get hit. So we've already taken one out. It's really not too bad. You just take each one out like you did the one that we fought here before in the kind of the big middle room. So just keep attacking its weak point. Once it's down to 2, it's quite a bit easier to lead them around, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Just a few more hits. Okay, that guy's down. Now that we're down to 1, I'm going to try a slightly more aggressive strategy. That worked pretty well. Just a little something I kind of found when I was playing around. So, yeah, that takes him out pretty quickly, I guess. You just have to really be accurate with those shield bashes. So, alright, there we go. We took out the 3 Stalfos. Of course, no heart container, because that wasn't like a real boss. But if you go around and slash these pots, some of them actually have bomb refills, like that one. So it seems like it's kind of hinting that you're supposed to use bombs there. But like I said, for me, that's kind of hard because it takes so long for them to explode. So, I don't know. I prefer to just, try to manage where they're standing and take them out one at a time. It's really not that hard. Alright, so there's sacred water nearby, no monster aura, so we can douse now, but we're pretty much here, so dousing is kind of irrelevant at this point. Alright, so yeah, you remember we came here before. This would be a good time to get the goddess cube back here if you had missed it the first time, because you do actually have to go back here to get this, but it would be right over there. So I guess even if you didn't look around the corner here, you would still miss it. But if we take a look, we can still douse, so you can see it's going to be right here. It's this water that's got kind of the 2 fairies around it, so that's kind of a giveaway. So we can take our empty bottle, pretty much just stand in it, and when we scoop, we'll get sacred water. This pure water can heal the wounds of the water dragons. Mystical properties cannot be found in ordinary water. Alright, so yeah, we got what we came here for, so now we just gotta take it back. Alright, so thankfully we're automatically teleported back out. It would be annoying to have to run all the way back through. And if we want, we can go ahead and use the bird statue, go back up to the sky, and take it back to the water dragon. But I think this looks like a pretty good place to stop for right now. So next time we'll return it to the water dragon, and hopefully she'll point us in the location of the sacred flame. So until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.